Welcome to Sex Drive Radio, brought to you by our friends at Adam and Eve, America's most trusted source for adult products. Hi, I'm Dr. Ava Cadell, your personal certified love and sexologist, here to help you enjoy your sex drive and get rid of any guilt or shame. My co-host is the lovely and talented soap opera star, Jackie Zeman, who knows a lot about romantic relationships. So give us a call in the U.S. at our toll-free number, 1-877-711-5611. Or if you're shy, just email us at questions@wetalksex.com so that we can answer all your questions about love, romance, relationships, intimacy, and sex. And if you do get through, you're going to get a free prize. This week, our hot topic is communication. So if you want to know how to express yourself to your lover verbally or with your body language, give us a call right now.
He's Dr. Ava Cadell.
Welcome back to Sex Drive Radio, where today we're going to give you communication tips for men and women. So give us a call at 1-877-711-5611. I'm your host, Dr. Ava, and here is my co-host, Jackie Zeman. Hi, Jackie.
Hi, Dr. Ava. And hi, everyone who is with us again tonight. We're starting off an incredible week. We're going to talk about communication. This is an amazing subject. But let me give out the phone number, because if you have something that you want to contribute or a question you'd like to ask, we're at 1-877-711-5611, or you can email us at questions@wetalksex.com.
And if you get through, you're going to get a free MP3 audio on how to give your lover a sensual massage from head to toe.
Which is incredibly wonderful information to have that will last a lifetime.
Yes, it's the gift that keeps on giving and coming.
Exactly.
So let's talk about some of the myths about communication, Jackie.
I think that's a good idea, because there are many.
Yeah, let's bust them. The first one is it comes easy to people who have known each other a long time.
I don't think that's necessarily true.
I know it's not, because it doesn't mean you can read their mind just because you've known them a long time. In fact, if you don't communicate, you're going to grow apart instead of growing together.
And I think that a lot of times the better we get to know someone, in all relationships, there comes a point where you think, because you have such familiarity with someone, that you can express yourself in shorthand, or that the other person is going to be on your wavelength and be able to read your mind, and you can never make that presumption.
No. And another myth is a really interesting one in my business. It's that your partner should know how to sexually pleasure you just by looking at your body language.
Oh, and that's not true.
And sometimes they close their eyes, so they don't even look at your body language.
That's true. Most of the time, a lot of people do. They close their eyes. A lot of people turn the lights out so that you don't feel that well to begin
And they
with.
don't talk. They won't say, can you do this? Can you do that? That feels good, but this would feel better. But today we're going to change all of that, and our phone lines are open right now, and your calls are coming in. So hold on, we've got Greg on line 3, but just give out the number one more time, Jackie, before we take Greg from Philadelphia.
Okay. We're talking about communication, and we're at 1-877-711-5611, or you can email us at questions@wetalksex.com.
All
Hi,
right,
Greg. Welcome to the show. What is on your mind tonight?
Hey, Dr. Ava. How are you guys doing?
We are doing great.
I'm good. I just
More
had
importantly,
a
how are
question.
you doing since you're calling?
Yes.
Well, I could be better. That's why I'm calling.
Okay, we're going to make you all better. What's your issue?
Well, I have a problem. There's this girl I know. We've been kind of seeing each other. And I knew her about maybe a month or so. And she's been giving me some vibes. And so I started to advance the situation a little bit more, if you know what I mean. And so one night we were at my place, and we had a great night. And I haven't talked to her since. There's no communication going on.
Did you call her?
I did.
After you were intimate with her, did you call her?
Yeah, and we communicated by text for maybe a week, and it just stopped ever since that.
Well, text is like limp to me. Text is like...
I did call her.
But to me, text is like not a two-way thing. Text is like throw the ball in somebody else's court, and then you turn around and you're not there. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
So it sounds like you want to see her again, right?
I do, yeah.
Okay, so then pick up the phone and let her know you've been thinking about her. That's what a woman wants to hear. You've been thinking about her. You'd like to get to know her better. You really had fun with her. And is she available on a specific night?
Yeah.
Really be assertive.
Time. Like, yes. Are you available? Women love to be asked for a Friday or a Saturday because that's the number one spot. And if you invite a woman out on a Friday or a Saturday night, she knows that you're single and you're available, and that you don't have like a first priority girlfriend that you always see on Friday or Saturday night.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if you were together and she chose to be with you and you chose to be with her, you definitely have to have a second date.
But what was the last text message that you sent her or she sent you? Who sent the last one?
I did.
And what did it say?
Well, I made a joke because we ran into each other at the club, and it was just basically small chit-chat, and she gives me off great vibes. She's laughing, and I did go down to her apartment because we live in the same building, and I just wanted to hang out with her, and I kind of got like this weird vibe, like she was on the go, and I don't know, it's just been weird.
But that's bad timing. That's okay. You probably went down there. Women don't like to be surprised by you showing up without calling first, to be honest with you. Am I right, Jackie?
Women like to really look their best, especially at the very beginning. They like to
we don't like those surprises. Flowers we like, but a guy showing up unannounced, no, you lose a brownie point for that. But you can make it up by calling her, just letting her know you've been thinking about her, you had a great time, you want to get to know her better, and you want to take her to a specific place, somewhere really fun on the weekend.
Yeah, and tell her where it's, where you're taking her so she knows how to dress. Like if it's, what kind of place, like, hi, let's go to an elegant place for dinner, or let's go to, this place is casual and it's fun, so, maybe we'll dance a little, so she knows, like, what
don't take her to the movies. Bad choice. No movies. Somewhere where you can talk and flirt and have fun and laugh and get to know each other all over again, and cut out the texting.
Okay.
I agree on that. I really do.
It's too antisocial. And you know what? When you text someone, you can't read the inflections that you mean. So there's a lot of miscommunication. Unless it's something dirty. You can only text sexual stuff from now on. All right, Greg.
I'll definitely have to do that.
Good luck, and thank you for calling Sex Drive Radio.
Right, thank you. Thanks for your help.
Greg. Well, before we take our next call, I'd just like to take a minute and tell everyone about our fabulous, fun, wonderful sponsor, AdamandEve.com. They have an offer right now that is exclusively for listeners of Sex Drive Radio. All you have to do is go to AdamandEve.com, and you will get 50% off any item on the website. Half off. All you have to do is use Sex Drive as your offer code when you check out. So go in there, do some shopping. They have incredible, wonderful items, all kinds of toys, lingerie, videos, DVDs, CDs, and select your item. You'll get half off. You'll also get 3 free adult DVDs, and an extra gift, which is a surprise, so we're not going to tell you what it is, and they will throw in free shipping on your entire order. So go to AdamandEve.com and have some fun.
And speaking of gifts and fun, I forgot to tell Greg from Philadelphia to hold on and get his free gift of the MP3, the audio on how to give a sensual massage. So call back, Greg, and anybody else who calls in, make sure that you hold on and talk to our screener so that he can give you the secret code.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's take another call before we talk about the major differences between male and female communication. Let's talk to Mark from New York. Welcome to the show, Mark.
Hi, how are you?
We are great.
We are great, but more important, how are you tonight?
Oh, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I've got a slight question for you guys. I'm with my partner. We've been living together for about a year, and there's a 12-year age difference between us. And we're starting to get to this point where it feels like where he's the teacher and I'm more the student, and it's like I feel like it's a generational communication gap that he's constantly feeling like he needs to teach me things rather than exploring things with me.
Yeah, so you need to be the one to ask the questions.
Really?
Okay? Yes, you need to ask, what do you feel about? What do you think about blank? What do you like about blank? You need to be the initiator. You need to be more sexually assertive. So hold that thought and we'll be right back. You're listening to Sex Drive Radio, and we want to hear from you at 1-877-711-5611. I'm here with my co-host Jackie Zeman. We're talking to Mark from New York, who's going to think about some really good questions that he can ask his lover.
Dr. Ava.
Welcome back to Sex Drive Radio, where we will support you whether you are gay or straight, black, brown, or white, and whatever your sexual appetites are, as long as it's between consenting adults. Isn't that right, Jackie?
Absolutely, and tonight we're talking about communication. So if you have something you would like to add or a question you'd like to ask, give us a call. We're at 877-711-5611, or you can email us at questions@wetalksex.com. And right before we went to break, we were talking with Mark on the line. Hi, Mark. Thank you for holding and staying with us.
Hi. Yeah, no problem.
And
Okay.
Dr. Ava suggested to you that you ask questions.
But open-ended questions so that your partner can respond with specific details, because it sounds like you guys are having a little bit of a power struggle. So did you think of any during the break?
I've actually been trying to. I think I need a little help.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure.
I think,
Well-
one great question, particularly when you said it's become like a teacher-student kind of thing, a great question I would think to ask your partner is, what did you learn? So, say he's read a book or he was out for the day doing whatever he was doing, comes back and, you sit down to dinner or you're just kind of hanging. What did you learn from that experience? And it's a chance for him to share his thoughts with you, but not necessarily teaching you, just sharing and opening up the door to a two-way conversation about something.
I see.
Yes, and there's another purpose to asking these questions, and that, Mark, is when you ask him something, let's say you said to him, what specifically can I do to make you feel really special? Or how exactly do you like to be touched? Or would you like to be touched right now? And let's say he answers you and he gets his way because you are the giver and he's the receiver of pleasure. Then you can say, okay, now it's my turn. So you can train him to ask you the kinds of questions that you want him to ask you. So, like, what is it that you want him to do that he's not doing for you? What's missing in your life with him?
I think what's missing is that I have experiences to bring too, and I have certain desires from past relationships I've learned that I need that need to be brought to the table too.
Okay.
And now some people, when you do that, some people are more receptive to the spoken word. Some people respond better to the written word. So think about how you might want to, put that stuff out there. Maybe if you've got to write a note, maybe you got to do a Post-it. Maybe you have to bring it up in conversation. Maybe it's with a sense of humor. You know what I mean? Think about that, too, because everybody reacts and everybody hears things differently and everybody responds in a different way.
And I think because he's... Oh, I'm sorry. I think because he's more experienced, he's a little bit more sensitive to someone who's less experienced kind of coming out and giving suggestions. So...
So then make it playful. Tell him that you want to share your fantasies and, grab a bunch of paper, 3x5 cards or just any kind of blank paper and write down 10 fantasies that you both have and share them. And maybe that's a fun, playful way to bring it in where he's not going to feel like it is a power struggle. But at least you're going to get your needs met because you can write down some of the fantasies you've experienced in the past or the fantasies you want to experience in the future with your partner.
Yeah, because you probably have, in every relationship, we all have different perceptions. And you mentioned there's a 12-year age difference, which is not,
That's
not
irrelevant.
A lot, but
don't
it's
even worry about that.
You have a different kind of a point of view, You have a younger, different point of view, and that should be really interesting to him to hear what your take is on a lot of things. Because in some areas, you're going to know a lot more just because of your age. We all have different experiences, what you're doing, where you're going, all of that. You have a lot to bring. But you got to put it out there.
And there's a lesson here. The lesson is that you need to communicate more assertively so that you are heard, so that there is absolutely no resentment whatsoever.
Yeah, and that I think that always comes with quality time. That's,
Yeah, you don't want miscommunication. And by the way, because you did call in and we did take your question, make sure that you hold on so that you can get this MP3 of this, sensual massage and maybe just give it to him and say, here, this is something I would like from you.
Oh.
Ooh, yes, there you go.
So,
that would make a nice night, huh?
Yeah, I mean, the answer is...
One of the 10 fantasies down.
Yeah.
There you go, but state
got 9 more to go.
So, Mark, state your opinions, your feelings, your wants openly, but in a respectful, considerate, and tactful way, and you cannot go wrong.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for your call. You're listening to Sex Drive Radio. I'm Dr. Ava here with Jackie Zeman, and we are talking about communication, all kinds of communication. But you can call us at 1-877-711-5611, and you can ask us anything at all about love, relationships, intimacy, sex, communication, passion, whatever it is. If you have questions, we have answers.
Hey, Ava, Dr. Ava, why don't we tell them about the contest?
Oh, this would be so good for Mark. Mark, I hope you're still listening. Yes, tell him about the contest.
Okay, contest. Hedonism 3 in Jamaica. Wahoo! This is a good one. Some lucky person. I'll start, and then Dr. Ava.
Oh, yes, you wanted me to tell. I was supposed to jump in, and I forgot.
That's
You were doing such a good job, Jackie.
A lucky person is going to win this, but you got to be over 21. 4 nights and 5 days at Hedonism 3 in Jamaica. And Dr. Ava has been to, not to Hedonism 3, but Hedonism 2, so she knows a few things about what's going on over there.
It's such a sexy place. Oh, my goodness. They have, beaches where you can be completely naked, or there are beaches where you don't have to be completely naked. And in this contest, you get all the food for free, you get the room, you get, what else do you get?
You get recreational activities.
Yes, you get all of those, and they're some of them are naughty, some of them are nice.
Just like we are.
Yeah, exactly, just like us.
With instruction and equipment.
And all you have to do is go to our homepage at wetalksex.com and then click on Hedonism Giveaway. And you'll see that there's an entry form where you can fill in your name and everything else. But you also have to fill in the answer for a daily clue that we give you every Monday through Thursday right here on Sex Drive Radio. And Jackie's going to give you tonight's clue.
Okay, so here's the clue for the night. At the end of every Sex Drive Radio show, Dr. Ava thanks her producer. What is the producer's name? Now, if you've been listening and paying attention, you know that, but if for some reason you've forgotten, all you have to do is go onto the website, wetalksex.com, click on the listen button, and listen closely at the end of the show. Or just stay tuned for the rest of the show tonight, and in about a half an hour, you've got the answer.
Yes, so please take advantage of this amazing offer. you can go to the incredible, beautiful, erotic, exotic resort Hedonism 3 in Jamaica. It's, I think it's about an hour and a half from Montego Bay Airport. Not bad at all.
Which is great because, yeah, it's easy to get down there. You just take the airport transfers are included in the trip. And the contest is going till October 29th. So you've got, plenty of time to get in there. And what a nice time of year to win what a great trip this would be.
It would be amazing. It would definitely boost your sex drive. So
boost your sex drive and save you some moolah, because with the economy as it is this year, I don't know of anybody that wouldn't like a free trip.
This is true. This is so true. You're listening to Sex Drive Radio, and we would love to talk to you at 1-877-711-5611. We're talking about communication, and I did promise to talk about some differences between men and women. So, Jackie, do you think that this is a generalization or a truism that men like to hear graphic sexual words in bed? Some women like to use the same, but more women are aroused by romantic words. We're going to take a break, so think about that, Jackie, and let me know what you think when we come back. And if you want to hear more Sex Drive Radio, we've got more love, relationship, intimacy, and sex talk right here. So stay tuned and stay in a juicy state of mind, and we'll be right back.
This program is meant to provide relationship and love advice and is purely for entertainment and educational purposes. Make sure that if you have any health or medical issues that you consult your physician. And if you hear something you like on the show and want to try it, just remember to use protection, like a safety net.
Hey guys, I was your average lover in the sack until I enrolled in LovologyUniversity.com, and I learned new ways to please my partner and myself. Now I've been told that I am a great lover, again and again.
Enroll now if you want to find love or improve your relationship at LovologyUniversity.com, or give us a call toll-free at 1-877-40-LOVE-U, love and the letter U.
The home for Sex Drive. Sex Drive with Dr. Ava Cadell. WeTalkSex.com.
Yes! Yes! Oh! Yes! Yes!
It's time now for Sex Drive with Dr. Ava Cadell, where we talk sex. Here's Dr. Ava.
Welcome back to Sex Drive Radio, where we know that sex is between the ears and not just between the legs. I'm here with my co-host, Jackie Zeman, and we want you to call us and ask us anything at 1-877-711-5611. Isn't that right, Jackie?
Absolutely. And right before we went to break, Dr. Ava asked, what is it that men, is it true that men like to hear, what was it, more graphic kind of language in bed, and that women are more leaning towards the romantic?
That's right.
Right. Well, what I think, I have actually a lot to say about that. I think men like positive reinforcement. So,
well, so do women.
If that's graphic, or if that's directions, or if that's whatever help, they like specifics, because men are very single-focused, and men are problem solvers. And men, what's the point? What's the problem? They want to find a solution, and whether that's pleasing you sexually or making you feel good or fixing the sink, it all works the same. Women are more like, we're like scanners, and we multitask, and we want to talk about how things feel, and we want to give a gazillion details, and we're talking, and the man's just like, what's the point? Get to the point. I'll solve the problem. I just want to fix it. So I think
we use twice as many words as men, Jackie. It's true.
Yeah, so it transfers into bed as well. It transfers into behavior in all aspects of our lives.
Yeah, you're right. Men, want to hear something very brief. They just want to hear, I love sucking you, or you're the best lover I've ever had, or you have an amazing body. They really don't want all the little details. And speaking of details, we actually did get an email from a woman called Suzanne who said, what is it that men want to hear in bed? What should a woman say during lovemaking? And it's just anything that's going to make him feel like a hero in bed.
Yeah, and it's very simple. Single things, one at a time.
But not only the physical things, but also letting him know, praising him that he's doing something incredible to you. Hopefully he is. And, you know, a man's pride and joy, if you compliment his pride and joy, he will keep calling you and seeing you, because that's a big deal to a guy, telling him that it's big enough, it's good enough, it's amazing inside you, you love sucking it. I mean, that's important to a guy.
Absolutely. And that's very specific.
Yes.
Yes. So
And use 4-letter words, because they do like graphic, juicy detail.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
And if you can think it, you can say it.
Little boys, it doesn't change.
No, and ladies, you can say it. I know you can. Just practice in the shower. You're listening to Sex Drive Radio. I used to say dirty words to my little doggy. He was so cute. He just smiled at me. When I was practicing to talk dirty, I would talk to Romeo, and he loved it.
Hysterical.
And
we have it was a dog and not a bird, right? It's not like a cockatoo was going to repeat it when your guest came over.
That would have been good. Let's talk to Gigi on line 3. Gigi has a question about communication. Welcome to the show, Gigi.
Thank you.
Hi, Gigi. What's on your mind tonight?
Well, I was just calling. I wanted to ask, my husband and I are both very strong and bullheaded. And when it comes to communication, I'm the kind of person who, when we have a very big argument, I want to, deal with it now and sit down and talk about it now. And he's the kind who pushes it under the rug until it builds up. And then we have major problems. So
he likes to avoid confrontation, and you like to get on with it, get it done, and then move on.
Absolutely.
How long have you been together?
We've been married. We just celebrated our 5-year anniversary.
Okay, this is a very crucial time for you. And how many arguments have you had? Do you have a lot, or have you just had a few?
Well, the first 3 years we had a lot, and the past year it's toned down considerably. It's here and there.
Well, the first thing
when we do, they're pretty big.
Right. The first thing is to avoid the triggers that cause the arguments. That's number one, because you're having way too many. And then the second thing is you both have to basically make a commitment to fight fair. And that means, no ambushing your partner unexpectedly, calling each other offensive names, criticizing each other, bringing up old arguments, threatening the relationship, or, comparing old partners, or going to bed angry. So that's number one. Okay.
Well, we do most of those things.
That's okay. Most couples do, so don't worry about it. So you like to, when you're angry, you like to get it out in the open. He needs to think about it. So what you both need to do is negotiate, so it's win-win. So I think what you both need to do is take time out for 20 minutes and then talk about it without blaming each other. Talk about your feelings. I felt so disrespected and unloved when you said this or did this. It really hurt my feelings, but I love you and I want to get by this. I want to get past this. What do you think, Jackie?
That's a very good way to present it. It is difficult when one person likes to avoid confrontation because you're always dealing with that, wanting to put it off, or wanting to, does he want to walk out of the room in the middle of it when you're just getting to the solve the problem? Does he have a tendency to want to bow out, leave, be done talking? Or will he stay and talk with you? Gigi?
Hello, I'm sorry. You cut out there. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. But Jackie, sometimes the person who doesn't like to get into the argument is very smart because they're afraid they're going to say or do something they're going to regret. And I think you need to think before you speak in a heated argument.
And sometimes people have different tolerances for how long they want. Some people can go round and around and around and debate, and people like to debate and like to, when other people don't want to debate. They just would rather be on a team, let everybody be happy. They don't really want to fight. So you got to kind of establish, like, how long you're both good for in a constructive conversation. And for some couples, that can be like 10 minutes. For other couples, it could be 30 minutes. For other couples, it can be an hour. You know what I mean? You got to kind of like...
Well, you don't want to wait too long because the resentments are going to build and build and build. I say 20 minutes cool down period where you can really think about what just happened and how you can forgive each other because, you know, would you rather be right or would you rather be happy?
Right.
Exactly.
So that's all it's about. You want to be happy. So it really doesn't matter who's right, who's wrong. It's just about forgiving each other, saying I'm sorry, moving on, and avoiding those same triggers, those same problems, because these are all lessons to help you grow together as opposed to growing apart. So fighting can be good for your relationship, and then the makeup sex can be the best. So, Gigi, make sure you stay on the line and get your secret code for my MP3 on how to give your lover a sensual massage. And so when you have an argument, tell your lover, all right, honey, I forgive you, but I want this. I want this tonight, please. And then tomorrow I'll give this to you. And have him listen.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you.
You're welcome. So fight fair. Very, very important. You're listening to Sex Drive Radio with Dr. Ava and Jackie Zeman. And I want to tell all of our listeners about a great offer from our sponsor, AdamandEve.com. Because if you go to their website at AdamandEve.com and type in Sex Drive after you pick your favorite item, guess what? You're going to get 50% off. And you are also going to get 3 free DVDs. Plus free shipping, and they're even going to throw in an extra gift just because you're listening to Sex Drive Radio. So go to AdamandEve.com, check out their toys, their adult toys, their lingerie, their adult movies, and add some spice to your love life. But don't forget to use the offer code SEXDRIVE. So, Jackie, we've been talking about communication.
We're off to a wonderful start this week because it encompasses so many things.
It's true, and we're going to have to take a break, and we're going to continue this all week because we have so much to say about communication, intimate communication, sexual communication, dating communication, any kind of communication that you can think of. But please stay tuned because when we come back, we are going to interview our celebrity, and I know she is a good friend of yours, Jackie. Beautiful TV, stage, and movie actress, Catherine Hickland. So don't go away, because we're going to communicate with her right here on Sex Drive Radio.
Like a sex machine.
And now, here's the host with the most, the guru of love, your loveologist, Dr. Ava Cadell.
Welcome back to Sex Drive Radio, where we talk love, romance, relationships, intimacy, and a little bit of sex. I'm Dr. Ava with my beautiful co-host, Jackie Zeman, and we want to empower you in and out of the bedroom. Isn't that right, Jackie?
Absolutely, and we have a very, very special treat tonight. I am so excited to introduce to you Catherine Hickland, who is talented, a beautiful person inside and out, and she's my friend. She's an actress. You've seen her, oh my gosh, on a gazillion things, many soap operas, The City, Loving, Texas, Capital, Bold and Beautiful, as Lindsay Rappaport on One Life to Live. She's been on Knight Rider, Chips, 8 is Enough, Vegas, Law and Order. She has a company called Cat Cosmetics, which you may be familiar with. She's a hypnotist. She's a writer. She's an absolutely wonderful person. Catherine, thank you so much for coming on to the show tonight.
I am thrilled to be here.
Well, we're thrilled to have you.
I think it's hilarious that I'm on a show that has the word sex in it when it's been a very long time for me, because we'll talk about that later. Because, you know, I took a vow of celibacy for a year of no dating, no sex, no kissing, no nothing. And my year is coming up.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank
How are you
you.
going to
And
celebrate?
I don't want to give it up. I really like
How
it.
did you do no kissing?
No kissing, no hand-holding, no nothing. I mean, it's been really an interesting year.
Wow, you're talking major celibacy. Now, you did, but not counting when you have to work. You do it on camera, right? If you're given a scene where you have to do it, you do it on TV.
Yes, but I haven't had to because I'm in prison. And that's a whole nother show.
Oh, there
Wow.
you go. Okay, well,
So, Catherine, what about self-love? You haven't given up loving yourself, I hope.
Well, no, that's why I did it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, because you, what happens when you do that is that you get to know yourself in a way that's so intimate, and you deepen your friendships, and everything is, you focus and concentrate fully on the things you want to do, and any goals that you have are all of a sudden really important because you don't have the distraction of a romance, you don't have the distraction of any physicality, and your spiritual core gets incredibly deep and strong because actually at the beginning of this whole thing, I remember saying, I was in prayer and I said, God, what's this going to be like for me? I wonder, if this is going to be hard or, what's it going to be like because I'm a very physical person in the sense that I love to hold hands and I love, a cuddle and all that sort of thing. And it was kind of like I just got this very peaceful thing that said, don't you worry about that. This is going to be very easy because, you're mine for this year. You are mine forever. But this year, this is going to be very, very easy and wonderful. You have many things to learn. And boy, was that the truth. It's been the best year of my life.
So, Catherine, when you say no, like holding hands or kissing, you mean with regard to romance, right? Like,
yes.
Like
yes.
you could like give your mother a hug or a girlfriend.
Oh yeah, of course. My girlfriend.
You just mean not sexual interaction or romantic interaction.
Yes, not romantic because for me it goes hand in hand with the other.
I see.
That takes a lot of willpower, especially for such a beautiful, sexy woman as yourself. Because you must have so many temptations. Not only are you an actress, but you have your hypnotherapy. You have a show where you hypnotize people, isn't that right?
Yes, I do.
In Vegas, yes. And then you have your beauty and spirit makeover retreats, but that's mainly for women. But you must have so much temptation with men. So how do you have the willpower? Is it just a commitment that you've made to yourself?
Yes, there really wasn't any willpower involved at all because when my book, The 30-Day Heartbreak Cure, is the title of it is The 30-Day Heartbreak Cure, A Guide to Getting Over Him and Back Out There 1 month from today. And getting back out there does not mean necessarily dating again, although it's a choice you can make, and if you do, then you'll be a whole lot better off than you were before because I really educate the reader about how to get to know themselves so well that it changes the way they look at everything. But getting back out there can sometimes mean just joining life again and getting your head straight and getting your heart straight and really that's getting back out there to me because it's joining life in a different way. It's a very powerful way. And so there were no temptations for me because I made that commitment to myself and it was as easy as 1, 2, 3. And every time someone would ask me out on a date, just happened to me the other night, happened to me last week, and it's very easy because, to say, you know what, I've taken a year off from that, and I'm remaining true to that. I appreciate you asking me. It's not a personal thing. This is just, against you. I just, if you want to be a friend, that's great, but I'm just letting you know, this is not in the cards for me for the year. I've got like a line.
Yeah, you've got them all waiting patiently, but that's good communication. So how can listeners get your book, Catherine? Do you have a website where they can find that?
Well, you can go to Barnes & Noble or Borders or any big bookstore, but I always order my books on Amazon and my book is on Amazon as well, because, it's less expensive, it's delivered to your front door, they always have lots in stock, so I actually gave a lecture on how to heal a broken heart with the principles of hypnosis for all the hypnotists all around the world at a Hypno Summit. We did it online, and I ran down to the Borders here in Las Vegas to get my book, and it was sold out. And I was like, oh my gosh.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, so Amazon is always a sure bet.
So you have a very important, valuable message
You
that
do,
people
and
need
you know
to
what,
hear.
Catherine, knowing you as I've known you over the years, you have always been a very proactive person. You know what I mean? You get something in your mind, you're very creative, but you move forward. You get the ideas, but then you also take the behavior to move forward. And I think that what you're doing will be very helpful to a lot of men and women, because I think in relationships, very often people have a tendency, once they fall in love or they're attracted to someone, women especially, become very reactive rather than proactive in a relationship.
Right. But, you know, we all do, women especially, but men do it too. It's just that we get, even when you talk to a psychic and you say, you know, do you always know what's going to happen with yourself? And they always say, you know, I can never predict that, because once your emotions are involved in something, all of your common sense can go right out the window. And that's the same thing. I mean, so if a famous psychic friend of mine who said, you know, if I'm emotionally involved, I'm as lost and as the next person. And it's really true. Once our emotions get involved in something, we can lose ourselves to the point we allow this to happen, and we lose ourselves so much that things that we could have avoided if we had just said, hey, whoa, slow down here, you know. And I think that the last year has really allowed me to get in check of my emotions, which I'm so grateful for.
So what have you learned about love? What is the one big lesson that you've learned about love?
Well, that definitely it would take a lot for me to be in a relationship with someone, because I enjoy my own company so very much, and that I would not want to hand over my inner peace to anything unless, I mean, there's no reason for me to ever hand over my inner peace to anything, but I think in my old life I would do that. I would sacrifice myself in a sense. It's not really my fault. It's just the way that I was raised, and, you know, what I had to deal with, and my role models and that sort of thing. I like to tell people, you know, when they're beating themselves up a little bit, hey, you didn't know what you didn't know. And
right.
and that's true of myself as well. So so I really I learned to love myself in a very, very beautiful, very intimate way. And I think that will make me a better person to be in a relationship with, for sure.
Absolutely, and that is the best lesson that you can learn, is how to love yourself, accept yourself. And then we always say on this show that sex is one of the greatest gifts, but sharing it with someone who is worthy. So thank you so much, Catherine. I wish we had more time on the show, but unfortunately it's coming to an end. And I've seen your website. I think it's fabulous that you do what you do with your hypnosis skills and also your beauty and spirit makeover retreats. And so I wish you continued success. Jackie, we'll be together again tomorrow. I can't wait to continue talking about communication. And I'd like to thank Christy, our producer, Nikki, our social media coordinator, the engineers Ron, Ray, Shane, and phone screener Kevin. Our sponsor, AdamandEve.com, of course, the greatest place on earth to spice up your love life. So I would like everybody listening to now go and celebrate good, healthy love and sex with an S&L sandwich. It's a generous helping of sex, and it's between two big, big fat slices of love. Until tomorrow, good night.